Deep inside the steel giant, within narrow passageways, the vibration of turbines, and the constant pulse of the ship, lies a world rarely seen in official footage. Far from the flight deck, where jet exhaust roars and aircraft engines scream, life continues for those whose duties have long become familiar in documentaries. But there's a side of that life that remains nearly invisible: the daily struggle to stay physically fit, the effort to preserve body and mind in a place where space is limited, time is scheduled to the minute, and fatigue never fully lets go. Out in the heart of the ocean, surrounded by metal and machinery, every crew member must not only find strength, but also find ways to rebuild it, release tension, and keep the balance between endurance and exhaustion. Life aboard an aircraft carrier demands more than completing missions. Continuous watches, high-tempo operations, and the absence of silence turn the human body into a tool that requires constant maintenance. That is why, hidden among hundreds of doors leading to technical compartments and service spaces, exist small pockets where sailors reclaim their physical stability. These places look nothing like the gyms people imagine on land. No wide-open rooms, no windows, no polished acoustics. Just ventilation noise, metal walls, and equipment fitted into the strict geometry of a warship. Before the first teams begin their shifts, some of the crew quietly make their way toward these compact workout areas. Inside, a different rhythm takes over. Unofficial, unannounced, running parallel to the ship's schedule. Some try to preserve old habits from civilian life. Others simply try to maintain the level of fitness without which their duties become dangerous. Here, within the constant vibration of the hull, morning routines begin. The soft clatter of weights, the steady rotation of bike pedals, the echo of a heavy door closing behind another early riser. Despite the cramped environment, movement never truly stops. On a ship capable of launching dozens of aircraft and sustaining an entire air wing, physical conditioning is part of the structure as well. During long deployments, when days blur into one continuous chain of operations and watches, workouts become an anchor, helping the crew offset stress and the lack of natural physical activity. There's no stepping outside for a walk, no open streets, no way to feel space. Every path is confined by bulkheads, every routine shaped by the logic of the ship. As the day grows brighter, more people appear in the training rooms. Some arrive straight from night duty, others prepare for the shift ahead. For all of them, this space is a temporary point of balance. Hierarchy fades here. Everyone works with their own limits, pushing past fatigue or building strength for the next cycle of the ship's day. The equipment may be simple, but it serves its purpose, keeping the crew physically ready for demanding tasks in harsh conditions at sea. But physical exertion is only one part of this hidden system of recovery. While some push through reps on the bench or run on rattling treadmills, others find different ways to reset. Between the workout rooms and the ship's workspaces lie small pockets of rest, places where someone can briefly step out of the operational flow. A different rhythm lives here. Music from headphones, short conversations, a game played between shifts. These tiny corners become makeshift sanctuaries, offering calm in a world that rarely allows any. Over time, these moments become essential. They form the foundation of psychological resilience, something every sailor needs in a sealed environment far from natural light, open sky, or silence. Entertainment systems, small recreation areas, and quiet corners become extensions of the ship's fitness routine, supporting the inner equilibrium just as effectively as a barbell or treadmill. As the main part of the day unfolds, as the ship fully awakens and shifts into high gear, The training rooms transform into crossroads for people from every specialty. Pilots, technicians, operators, communications teams all find their way here not only to stay physically sharp, but to maintain a sense of normal life. Inside these narrow compartments, sailors hold on to a rhythm that still feels familiar, a routine that belongs to the world beyond the horizon. It becomes a private structure within the monotony of the ship's endless cycle. Throughout the day, workouts become part of the rotation built into the ship's strict schedule. While some teams work on the flight deck, coordinate launches, or maintain aircraft and ship systems, others find a few minutes to return to the training spaces. Life aboard an aircraft carrier follows a rhythm that demands readiness at every moment. And staying in shape isn't a luxury. It's a matter of safety. Every task, every piece of equipment requires endurance. Even duties that seem simple on land become physically demanding here, where everything happens under constant vibration, noise, and tight constraints. By evening, when most of the day's work is done, the workout areas fill up again. It's the hour when the ship seems to slip into a slightly different mode. Watches rotate, equipment keeps running, yet in certain corners of the vessel, a feeling of relative freedom appears. The weight of the day slowly fades into the measured breathing of people training, each trying to shake off accumulated tension. Some aim to maintain military discipline and fitness. Others use workouts to fight fatigue or boredom, and for many it's the only way to feel movement in a world where every step is confined by steel. Beyond the weight stations and treadmills, the ship also has small spaces set aside for martial arts and functional training. They appear wherever room allows, sometimes simple fenced-off sections, sometimes fully dedicated compartments. Here, sailors practice holds, strikes, coordination, and reaction time, skills crucial for anyone working in high-risk environments. The crew understands that fitness on board isn't just about staying toned. It's part of the ship's survival system, a layer of readiness that must function no matter what. But physical training is only part of how the crew copes with the pressures of deployment. When rare free moments appear, small islands of recreation emerge among the metal walls. In one part of the ship, sailors gather around video games, briefly escaping the confines of the carrier. Elsewhere, people play board and card games or take part in small and formal competitions, shifting the pace from relentless work to something lighter. At times, groups set up improvised team game drills in narrow corridors, as much as space allows. These small activities, modest at first glance, form an essential link in the crew's daily life. They replace the social interaction that's lost when the coastline disappears and the days begin to blur. In a world where the scenery never changes, the ability to switch focus becomes just as important as physical conditioning. After all, the ship isn't just a workplace. It's a temporary home for everyone on board. And a home must find ways to support its people. Then comes rest, limited but vital. Even in such tight quarters, the carrier provides small areas where sailors can step away from bright lights and constant noise. A dim room to read, listen to music, or simply sit in silence can be enough to recharge after a demanding shift. Sometimes rest is no more than a few minutes alone in an empty corridor. But even those brief pauses help preserve clarity of mind in a place where responsibility is constant and true quiet is rare. During extended deployments, all these elements, training, recreation, rest, merge into a single support system that keeps the crew steady. Each part plays a role in helping hundreds of people remain focused and physically ready for tasks that demand precision and endurance. In an environment where you can't change scenery, step outside, or take a breath of fresh air, these fragments of normal life become invaluable. They remind everyone aboard that even on a massive warship, people remain human, not machines. They need recovery, balance, and moments of peace. At night, the ship never sleeps. Its systems continue to run, the decks stay busy, and deep inside the hull someone once again steps onto a treadmill or picks up a weight. Late-night workouts take on a different tone, quieter, more deliberate. Some avoid the daytime crowds this way. Others wrestle with insomnia or look for a way to release tension built up over the last 20 hours. For a few, these nighttime sessions become one of the only consistent methods of staying emotionally grounded. And so the cycle repeats. The vibration of the hull, the constant ventilation noise, the monotony of watches, the limits of space. All of it creates an environment where training, entertainment, and rest are no longer secondary parts of life. They become an unofficial schedule of their own, woven into the reality of a long deployment. They would allow the crew to stay sharp, focused, and strong. Qualities the ship depends on every single day. While jets roar off the deck and specialists monitor every phase of their flight, another life unfolds deep within the ship. A life hidden from the camera. A life where workouts maintain readiness, recreation restores a sense of normalcy, and rest rebuilds strength for the day ahead. Together, these elements become part of the vast, unseen machinery that keeps the carrier operating far from shore in the heart of the ocean. If you found this story interesting, leave a comment, give the video a like, and subscribe. Your support helps bring more documentary stories like this to life.